You make it sound as though I'm a scary dog tied up in somebody's yard that the other village children are daring each other to poke with a stick.
I
And
mean,
that was recorded, was it?
yes, it was.
Uh, hello, everyone.
Hello, welcome back to the Dubious Book Club podcast. I'm Aubrey, whatever dubious creatures. Say hi, other dubious creature.
Misfit, I swear to God, when you get back here, I am going to unleash a karmic tsunami upon ye.
It is once again just the two of us as we jump into the first half of Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Uh, Content warnings for this book are mentions of past abuse, mentions of past child abuse, death, grief, mental trauma, mental illness. And yeah, this one, the bar was in hell from last month, but I'm having a much better time with this book than I was with Kiss the Basilisk.
I just didn't realize we'd be reading Misfit's autobiography.
Oh.
Think about it. A inexplicably
Eh.
an extremely smart and talented woman who's beset by crippling everything doubt, who's also kinky, but only realizes that maybe she's not as kinky as she thought, because turns out there's somebody else who only freaks when froken to. Yeah,
I mean, fair. Yeah.
yeah, this one's for you, Misfit. Where the fuck you are hiding right now?
Yeah, and this is the fourth book I've read by Ali Hazelwood. And it might it's tied currently at the halfway point. It is tied with Bride for my favorite. I just really enjoy Bride because it's a book about a relationship between a vampire and a werewolf.
I don't understand STEM fields, man.
I don't either, but I'm having a good time.
The one point of relatability I have is that I was on the swim team in high school.
Oh, there's that.
It's a bit
Yeah,
of real life
there's
lore for you.
real life Sawyer lore. The only thing that because I've read, this is the fourth one, so I read Bride, I've read Problematic Summer Romance, and I've read Love Hypothesis. And the thing that always makes me that I always remember about the Love Hypothesis is it started as Star Wars fan fiction.
Of course it did. That whole thing is inevitably must. Because it's not Star Wars fan fiction, it's Twilight fan fiction.
Yeah. But like, it's very interesting because I actually only recently finished Love Hypothesis like a couple of months ago. And then I went and I was like, oh yeah, I could see it. I can see it. This is 100% Rey and Kylo Ren fan fiction that was turned into a book.
I never really understood that ship.
It's for the dark romance girlies.
I'm neither the dark romance nor the girlies, so
That's
about the
fair.
furthest thing, actually.
And now Love Hypothesis is becoming a movie.
Yeah,
Full circle.
great.
Mhm. Which
Yes,
is
because as you know, all written media is completely fucking worthless until it is adapted to the silver screen.
mhm. Mm, all I know is someone on that casting department took a chance, and it's the funniest trivia I know about the movie is the fact of the casting for Adam Carlson, who was the Kylo Ren character,
Yeah, of course, there's fucking Adam.
is uh
Mr. Driver, you have so much to answer for.
yes, he does. But the funniest thing is that the person they cast to play Adam Carlson is Daisy Ridley's real life husband.
Pardon me while I try not to do a spit take with my coffee.
Yes.
Wow, okay, never mind. I take back everything bad I've said about Hollywood over the years. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, someone in the casting department went, I have the chance to do the funniest thing in the world, and they took it, and I appreciate them.
So we should probably talk about the book at some point.
Yes, we should talk about the book. Yes. So our lead character for this book, Scarlett Vandermeer, very smart scientist person, also a diver who has been through some really bad trauma.
Well, yeah, because people who die professionally are insane. This is just a fact. Yeah, no, they are basically they actively engage in sport where they leap from a level and do fucking acrobatics in midair, trying to soften a landing into a pool where, at a certain point, the surface tension of the water turns it into concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, at that point, honestly, slamming your head into a brick wall repeatedly would probably give you less chance of critical injury.
Yeah, no, it's been a year or so since Scarlett went through a pretty traumatic injury.
Oh yeah, no, she even had the fucking. I've been there where you're like, yeah, no, I'm fine. Hey, why is the room spinning and everybody else is looking at you
Mhm.
like, oh God, they're dead because you don't. The words coming out of your mouth. We actually have a very effective scene where it's like she thinks the words coming out of her mouth are such and such, and in reality, everybody's seen her stumble around inanely, like she's just been hit by a train. Yeah, no, that's again, divers are insane. Also, I do appreciate that the book makes it quite clear that yeah, in terms of the crossover between swimming and diving, there's a pool involved. That's it.
Yeah,
I
might as well.
personally appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, and that brings us into our male love interest, Lucas
Lucas Blum
Bloomquist.
Blum.
Bloomquist.
God damn it, Scandinavian! How do you say your terrible Viking name?
I only know how to say it because I listened to part of the audiobook.
Uh, yeah. So the Swede is the main focus of the romance. I can't tell if his characterization um, in the book, especially given his Scandinavianness, is too much of a stereotype or not enough of a stereotype.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Most Scandinavians I know, regardless of where they originate on the peninsula, are simultaneously extremely stoic and incredibly freaky.
Well, we got the incredibly freaky part.
Yeah, God, what free healthcare does to a motherfucker.
Oh, the dream.
Yeah. Also, this book takes place at Stanford, which is a proud SoCal resident. I am. It's fine. I can restrain my rage.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do. But please understand, folks in the audience, this malice has absolutely nothing to do with the overall quality of the book and everything to do with the great rivalry.
If you listened to our Q&A for season 1 of Empire with No Name, you'll hear the NorCal SoCal rivalry in action.
Right? Yeah. If you're wondering, like, what did Justin ever do to you?
Be
He was
NorCal.
born in the wrong side of the state. That's what. Now you might ask yourself, is this a bit? Is this something that I do for love? Only if you want it to be. But yes, the book.
Yes, takes place at Stanford, which
Yeah,
is a college. I'm aware it exists.
yes, it is a college, and that's all we need to say on the subject.
Yeah.
The horrifying sins it has perpetrated against the rest of humanity via its alumni are. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I certainly don't think about it constantly.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, we've got we've got our two main characters. We've got us a bit of a rotating cast. We've got Penelope, who is starts the book as Lucas's girlfriend, does not last as Lucas's girlfriend very long.
well, yeah, of course, because the plot needs to happen. Like the moment I saw that, like those two were dating. I mean, in fairness, the okay, so the book has this thing going on. It starts out every so often. Fuck words. Okay, so we start out. We're in Scarlett's POV. Sorry, Vandy's POV. Only her Swedish top gets to call her Scarlett. Um, yeah, everybody calls her Vandy, except for the main love interest because of fucking course. Um, so we start off with her POV. She's seeing a therapist after dealing with the obvious trauma of having a serious injury, which is mandated in most mandated in most. Okay, so I never made it to like collegiate level sports. I don't know what the exact protocol is. I want to make it
But
clear. I was on the swim team in high school, mostly so people would stop calling me gay, which is weird because all the people on the swim team that I remember were some of the gayest homophobes I've ever met.
and no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chapter with the first chapter with the therapist, like that last line of the chapter, actually, like that's a good line, and that like really, I feel like, which is, and this injury pure Scarlet, does it have anything to do with the fact that you only listed five? When she's asked to list out dives, so it's like she can't do the dive. She can't even think about the dive that she did when she got injured, which I think is really good characterization.
It's also, and the book mentions this, it is a phenomenon that happens with sports injuries, especially particularly traumatic ones, especially ones that affect your brain meats that like people literally cannot recall the move they were attempting, the move, the maneuver, the whatever they were attempting after the fact. Like the brain just physically won't let them.
Yeah.
There's a name for it, and I'm blanking on it currently, but yeah, it is a thing. So hooray for hooray for sports medicine, I guess. But yes, what I was trying to say. God, I wonder if anybody from Poway High listens to this. Hi, fuck you. Um. Anyway, so what I was trying to say is that the book is interspersed with chapters of Vandy talking to her therapist. So we kind of cut back and forth at throughout the book, because she's recounting. I don't know. It's interesting because the subject of Lucas hasn't come up yet in any of these sessions. I don't know if it will. I only finished half the book.
Yeah, that's fair.
Uh,
It hasn't yet in this first half of the book. It's mostly just like talking about swimming and the dive and
diving,
like yeah,
diving. They're not swimmers. That it's very
it's
different. Okay.
fair.
One of them is constantly engaging in athletic activities in an environment that man was never meant to be in, and the other is diving. Um,
Yeah, no, like God, like because I'm flipping through my copy of the book. Yeah, no, like she got fucked up in this dive.
no,
I think
she,
it was concussion, ruptured eardrum, twisted neck, labial tear, the left shoulder,
yeah,
pulmonary contusion, sprained wrist,
I can
sprained
see
ankle.
it. I can hear it. Like I can
Yeah,
see her head hitting the water in a way that twists it in an ungodly fashion. Like I physically cringed
yeah,
when I read that chapter. Um, again, because surface tension.
yeah. And they Scarlett mentions that several times, just about the surface
Yeah,
tension.
yeah. Um, so right, the plot. Um,
Yes.
she's talking to Penelope. Penelope is dating Lucas at the beginning of the book, at least, and the two
Yeah.
are they're having some relationship difficulty. I don't know. The thing is, like, every character is simultaneously presented as a complete disaster piece and also surprisingly sexually mature.
It's just
Just a nice
college
change
for
of
you.
pace. Yeah. Well, it's either this or what college is actually like, and I prefer this.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's that like it, Penelope and Lucas are clearly having an argument of some kind, and Vandy steps in, just being like, "Hey, Pen, you good?" Because that's what you do for your friends.
Yeah, and it mainly just boils down to um Penelope confiding in Vandy that Lucas has a freak factor that she just
Mhm.
can't really doesn't really want to match.
Yeah,
Um, and again, I'm not sure if this is because it's a romance book or because he's European, but either way,
little column A, little column B.
yeah, good. Again, I'm not necessarily saying this book is stereotyping, but it's just like, oh no, you're telling me this tall drink of water is secretly into BDSM, the stoic, blue-eyed Viking? No, I'm shocked. This is me looking shocked.
The stoic blue-eyed Viking have a cell phone number.
God damn it. Yep. Yeah. Okay. In all fairness, though, Lucas is a good character.
Yeah, Lucas is a good
Um,
egg.
Yeah, it's mentioned several times that Luke. I mean, he's not perfect,
Yeah,
obviously, but like it's mentioned several times that like he is a man in a sea of boy children.
yeah,
He's the only one who seemingly managed to reach a maturity level that is expected of people his age, but sadly, most college age people rarely ever seem to get to. And the BDSM thing is part of it, but we're not there yet.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of just later. It's like it's kind of because he's a bit of a control freak.
What, the guy who likes to tie people up and slap their unmentionals is a bit of a control freak? Well, I never.
Mm. It's such
Oh,
a
let me.
surprise.
Let me clutch my pearls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It turns out, here's the thing. Bandy is also a freak.
A woman after my own heart.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh god, let's see why this book was chosen. Yeah. It's like, okay, yeah, no. I wonder who this reminds me. Well, no, I know exactly who this reminds me of. The problem is it's a multiple choice list given some of my castmates' proclivities.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm a lone asexual in a sea of power bottoms. Anyway, um,
Eh. Yep.
so yeah,
Uh,
it really kicks off when they're at a party and their coach is passing out. It's described as homebrew, and it's like, are you trying to make them go blind?
yeah.
No, no,
Apparently,
dude. Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like you're in charge of an athletic competition. You're passing out your toilet wine.
he the coach makes a lot of suspicious choices.
Yeah, what is up with that? What is up with this dude?
It's enough that Penn gets toasted and then looks at Vandy and Lucas and just goes, "You two need to fuck."
And at this point, I turn to look at this live studio audience and say, well, if you're just gonna say it out loud, like that is so. I mean, okay, yeah, she's getting very white girl wasted. It's just so. I don't know if this book is too subtle or not subtle enough at times.
A little bit of both.
But yeah, it is about as uncomfortable as you think. Like both Lucas and Both Lucas and Vandy are like, Penelope, go home. You're drunk.
Come on, Grandma, let's get you home. Let's get you to
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah. But it does. Like, I mean, it's handled with all due grace and courtesy of that one friend that got too plastered. Although, honestly, given again, who the fuck gives bootleg alcohol to their swim team, diving team, whatever?
His coach, apparently.
Like, is this a Stanford thing I don't know about?
It might be a Stanford thing.
God, no wonder all you people would graduate with brain damage. Anyway, this has unlocked a deep vein of rage
It
that has
really
absolutely nothing to
has.
do with the content. This is, I want to be clear. I like this book.
Okay.
I actually I quite enjoyed this book. Anything as part of the color commentary that comes off as deliberately antagonistic towards California, I guess, is completely intentional, just not related to the subject material at hand.
So yeah, like the next several chapters are kind of just setting up our circumstances and other things about like what that's going on. Like um Vandy getting the lab position with Dr. Smith.
Yeah, because oh God, they're in STEM, and I am not. I am the furthest thing from STEM. I am I'm actively antagonistic towards science, not because I don't believe in it, but because I don't fucking understand it. So there's a lot of terminology in this.
Mhm.
There's a lot of terminology in this book that just makes whistling noises as it flies over my head. Um,
Same.
I mean, here's the thing: I know people in STEM fuck. They're just so the level of repressed horny in these fields is it should be a field of science in of itself.
You need
So
to
I can't help but
study
feel
it.
Yeah, again, I feel like the author, I can't help but feel like this is a deeply, I don't know the author's work that well, but I can't help but feel like this is a deeply personal subject material in some aspects for the author.
Yeah, the Ali Hazelwood's like all of her books pretty much like fall into this. So I think Ali was actually like part of STEM before she became a
Yeah,
writer.
it just feels like a lot of this, the amount of like just technical information on display, either she committed to a serious amount of research or more likely there's just some things you only know if you've been a part of it, and I respect you milking your personal experiences to make other people horny.
Exactly.
I feel like we all do that to some extent.
Just a little.
Some of us more than others.
I mean, that goes without saying.
How many words did you say that currently in that little project of yours?
Between the two different stories I'm working on, I have hit 60,000 words.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. And to be fair, like the werewolf story I'm working on, actually, like we're at like 15,000 words, and there's been a nary spicy scene.
Yes, speaking of spicy scenes, um, I will say this book edges you so hard
Yes, it does.
for most of the first half. It's mostly it mostly comes down to Vandy trying really hard not to get soaking wet outside of the pool every time Lucas strides into a room.
As somebody who hasn't been in like BDSM relationships, like and has done it, and just the way that they present it and go about it, and sort of start the building that trust, and especially like later on, you know he gives her the list and makes her make a list and all of that. It's very nice to see it represented in a book that like does the representation of the relationship pretty well.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I got introduced to my own slice of kink culture back when I was figuring some stuff out. Um, I think the most we ever went into that personal aspect was during the fucking, I think it was like her soul to take.
Yeah.
What a way to start this fucking series, man. It was me, you, and Aster just going off about like safe words and the mechanics of finger banging someone up against a wall.
Yep.
Anyway, I words.
Mhm.
It's early.
It
It's
is
early,
very
y'all.
early. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's one point where just Vandy just gets an email from Lucas that just says, if you decide to go for it, I think it should be me.
Who
And then
sends a
like
fucking who sends a fucking sex email these days?
Lucas apparently.
Yeah, good.
I think it was more he didn't
Uh,
have her phone number at that point.
I know, but still, email. That almost feels dirty in of itself.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like Penn has like slowly started to see somebody do so. Lucas and Vandy are like slowly sort of circling each other's orbits as they get closer and closer. As like we see, like also Vandy's specific trauma about men is, I feel, done really well. Like the way it is described, and the way she describes it, and sort of the way that like Lucas ends up understanding it. It's like it's not that they're there; it's like they're loud, and there's a lot going on, and it's just like mentally overwhelming. And we learn later like why she has this trauma. She
Yeah,
has.
well, okay. Here's the thing. I think this is really good, but not just for the characterization of Vandy personally,
Mhm.
but hello, dudes. If you're listening to this, this is not meant to be a personal condemnation of you personally. I know the internet has this way of making us feel like we're the only real person in the room, and therefore everything is a personal attack. So let me be clear, this isn't. But this is also something that, as a dude, my man, you probably don't think about because you are a dude. And it's something that had to be explained to me at one point. But guys are allowed to take up space in a way that women just aren't. They're allowed to be, well, loud and boisterous and do things that you don't really think about that would make other people feel generally unsafe or uncomfortable. Because again, the general aphorism is boys will be boys. And women, on the other hand, and obviously there's exceptions to every rule, are sadly taught to make themselves small and treat everything as a threat. Because that's what happens when you live in a world where 9 times out of 10, there are people around you that are bigger than you and could physically overpower you. None of this is a good thing. This is just unfortunately how it is sometimes. And because of that, a lot of people fail to capture the female mindset because the key difference is that when you are when you are a woman, you are unfortunately kind of conditioned to treat everything as a threat, which is why this trauma in specific is sadly a lot more common than you might think. And while I realize this is just a trauma specific to Vandy and the course of this narrative, I also think it's a valuable insight into why this tension, especially in a school setting, exists in the first place. It's
Yeah.
not so much all men are pigs, it's more guys don't really understand the dynamic here because most guys never really have to think about the world that way. It I don't know. It is. I think it is a. I think it is a useful look into just how that sort of trauma develops that you don't see a lot of books really say out loud or even
Mm.
really touch on because we all want our especially our female protagonists to be empowered and ain't afraid of no ghost,
Yeah.
which is fine. Like fiction doesn't necessarily have to be realistic, but it's nice to just, I guess, have the quiet part said out loud because I feel like a lot of people, particularly guys, just don't really know about this thing and should probably just know about it because it makes everything like she's not she's not acting uninterested in you because she's some kind of emotionally unavailable ice queen. No, she's probably just you're probably just making her a little nervous.
Yeah.
And it's probably not even your fault or anyone's fault, really. It's just unfortunately the fucking tabula rasa of social dynamics. And since nobody talks about it, it just gets worse and worse. The miscommunication builds and builds. And yeah, it results in all kinds of nasty stuff.
Yeah. But it's represented really well in the book. And I do enjoy that like Lucas understands this and he becomes the one of the people that Vandy starts feeling safe and comfortable around. And the one thing I was thinking about is just like, oh, it's really just nice to read a book where the male love interest is just kind of a green flag.
Yeah. I mean, we love we can fix him narratives, but let's face
Mm.
it, sometimes it's nice not to have to put the elbow grease in first.
Yeah, it's kind of it's really nice to like, yeah, sure, Lucas is not perfect. He has problems. But like I feel like it's very realistic, but like overall, like he's a good guy trying his best and just wants to get a little freaky with Andy.
I think it's especially hard for Lucas, given that he's such an absolute monolith of a human being and comes off more threatening than he probably intends half the time to actually find partners that want to get, freaky. Because again, just that like sheer intimidation factor. So in a weird way, I think he had to develop the green flag just to put everybody at ease around him, just generally, and then get to the subject of, hey, so what's your safe word?
Yeah, exactly. Um,
And it's good character writing.
it's very good.
It incorporates the aforementioned dynamic.
Mm, yeah. Um, and like one of the other things that Lucas and Andy have in common is that they've both been in relationships with people who aren't interested in the kinky stuff, and so they're both just kind of excited to really explore these parts of themselves. Uh, and you know they slowly start getting closer. You know, slowly getting more comfortable with each other. While a lot of
Then,
things are happening in around in diving and swimming
yeah,
worlds.
yeah. There's a bit where, okay, so I don't know how many people are familiar with synchro diving. It's that bit in the Olympics where two people dive at once and do all the do all the midair spasming before again hitting the iron hard water beneath them. But basically, because of a misplaced floor mat of all things, Vandy's partner Victoria twists her ankle in such a way that it basically derails her diving career forever. And because of that, Vandy is matched by her coach with Penn, which is slightly awkward because, I mean, again, she's cool with it. Again, everybody's surprisingly mature about this, but at the same time, it's slightly awkward. He's like, hey, you know that boy you just broke up with? Yeah, I'm trying to get him into my pants.
Yeah.
So, sorry about trying to infiltrate his swim trunks while we are currently supposed to be, prepping.
Yeah. Um, and one of the other awkward things is that Penn and Lucas haven't told people they've broken up yet. Uh, Lucas was like, I let her decide if she wanted to, and she decided not to tell people. So that's what I'm going with. So there's also a lot of questions, like awkward questions to either of them about like, oh yeah, it's so glad that you and Lucas have decided not to break up because one other thing we forgot to mention, Lucas is an Olympian, like actual one
Yeah.
medals Olympian.
No, he's that exchange student.
Yeah.
You know the one.
So it's very much, you know, people have a very specific expectation of him and his relationship with Penn, and especially it's been so long established that neither of them are like really sure how to break the news. Like, hey, we've broken up.
God, I love it when everybody decides to make your relationship status their problem.
Exactly.
Uh, yeah, this is a dynamic of human behavior I don't fucking understand. Like, why are we so interested in who's doing the nasty with whom all the time? I just feel like at a certain point, it truly is none of your business.
We are nosy people.
Yeah, and the internet has not helped. We're just so
It really is not.
we're just so lonely and horny all the time. Well, not me. I'm fine. Yep, I'm good.
Yep. But like one of the big things is other things are going on. Penn can't do the dive. Like even when she like tries, she cannot do the inward dive, and it's like becoming more and more of a problem.
Yeah, you can slowly feel the walls closing in on Vandy. Like
Mhm.
just also she's studying for the MCAT while she's doing this. Are you people insane?
Screw BDSM. This is the actual sadomasochism.
Yeah, there's not enough Adderall in the world. I don't understand STEM majors. Man,
I don't.
just just breathe through life on a liberal arts degree. I mean, you'll only ever work at Starbucks, but at the very least, you wanted to do this. Sorry, Aubrey.
It's fine. It's not like Starbucks is
Uh,
slowly destroying my body.
oh God, if only it were in the fun way.
I really wish it was in the fun way.
Uh, but yeah, eventually we get to the climax. What were you expecting phrasing? No, we get to it. And boy, howdy, did these two need to release some tension.
First in the lab after, well, there's also the scene in the library where they exchange and
Yeah,
Lucas is very excited.
yeah, you can. Yeah, you can tell he's ready to raid and pillage.
Yeah.
I have one joke for Scandinavians, okay? And if you're in the back, and if you're the back row going, that's stereotyping. Well, yes.
Yeah.
Have you been paying attention? My humor's not that deep.
Yeah. And then they just happen to be in the lab at the same time on a quiet evening. And, you know,
All alone in front of the centrifuge.
Uh, uh, she just goes down on him.
Yep. Or more accurately, she tries not to choke.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave it there.
His height isn't the only thing large about him.
What we're trying to say is he has a big penis.
Yeah, exactly. Um,
In case we're being too subtle.
he does make her like repeat the phrase to stop things. Like I personally wouldn't have chosen stop, but it's them.
Yeah. Look, they're in STEM. They're not that creative.
Yeah. Just use the red light system.
Kind of hard to say a safe word around that thing, though.
That's fair. It had her mouth a little
Seriously.
full.
Tickling her tonsils the whole time.
So yeah, they get it on in the lab. They go
It's
back
like
to his
that.
place.
It's like that picture of the hamster holding the banana. You know the one.
Yes, I do.
I will get off this eventually. Right now, I'm just going to revel in it a little bit.
Just get it out of your system.
I had a sandwich this big. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm very mature.
Yeah, so incredibly mature. We are also incredibly mature on this show. They head back to Lucas's place. They do more. They don't end up fucking. They don't like fully end up fucking that night, but they get pretty close and intimate.
Yeah, he's not looking to tickle the inside of her rib cage quite yet.
Quite yet.
That comes later.
Later, yeah. And so yeah, she kind of sneaks out, and then we learn later that will deny himself things that he wants to prove that he doesn't need them.
Oh God, Lucas, stop being a man this instant.
Yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
he
This is such
unfortunately leaves Vandy on red for a little bit.
I know, but like this is such a guy thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like I've done it. I've known people who also do it. It's such a fucking illogical mechanism of the male brain. I don't know why we do this, but like it will just be like, oh, well, this is an objectively good thing that I like. So clearly it's wrong and bad, and I should deny myself it for some nebulous reason. But okay, I mean, I understand, but I also don't understand,
Yeah.
Like, it's such a fucking ass backwards trait.
Mm-hmm.
And my outrage here isn't because I think this is a bad thing narrative wise. I think it's a very realistic thing. It's just, why is this a thing? Why do we do this to ourselves?
I don't know. I feel like there is more of a reason that Lucas does it that we haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet. I believe it might be in. I don't know. There's a bit where the subject of his mother is brought up, and
he shuts down.
So I have a feeling it might be related.
Yeah. Yeah. Pairs well with Scarlett's daddy issues. I mean, being her daddy was horrible.
Pairs well. I can just see you reading a fucking like wine list in the background.
They're complimentary.
Yes, I'll have the Swedish slab of beef with an accompaniment of mommy issues. Pairs very well with the 5'0" bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, the height difference. Why is there always a height difference?
I mean, I think there's always going to be a height difference because he's a Swede. And
right. Yes, and as we all know, all Swedish people are descended from giants.
Exactly. That's what pop
Yeah.
culture has told me.
Yes, this is what pop culture has told me, and I'm I'm not going to correct it.
I've never been to Sweden, so I don't
I
know.
haven't. I haven't either. There was a
But I've certainly seen
there
how
was
tall all the Scars guards are.
there was a Norwegian transfer student in my high school. At least I think she was Norwegian. She was from somewhere in that area.
Mhm.
It's all Swedish meatballs and funny accents, right? Right, guys.
Yeah,
Our
totally.
our our apologies to anyone who's from that region of the world. Well, to be blunt, we're Americans. We can't help it.
Unfortunately,
Yeah. Feel free to lampoon us with all the very deserved American jokes.
please,
Please
we
do.
deserve it.
We are actively inviting this mockery. We feel it's only
Mm.
fair for the everything, really.
Gestures and everything.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're coming up on the halfway point of the book. And
Mm.
we're at a party. And like after getting left on red, Vandy's at that stage, you know the one.
Mhm.
The cornered at a party with an obvious frat bro stage.
Yeah. And Lucas just comes in and just I mean,
He pulls he pulls the "What are your intentions with my sister?" card,
yeah. It's like, well, I
and
didn't know you
Vandy
were
just
sister, half sister.
yeah. It is not hard to bamboozle a frat bro.
Especially someone freaks in.
Yeah, they have an empty keg where their brain should be. So yeah, but Lucas does actually apologize,
Yes.
which is very decent of him. And for a moment, I'm like, oh god, this is going to be lingering over the entire fucking narrative, isn't it? But surprisingly, he just, I guess it shouldn't be surprising actually, given how blunt he is. But he just comes out and says it like he's sorry. He doesn't know, like he doesn't know why he does this. He realizes he has control issues. But he's very sorry. He shouldn't have done that to her. It wasn't fair, especially after the evening they had.
And good on him.
Yeah, good egg. Lucas is a good egg, even if I can't pronounce his fucking last name.
Yeah. And so yeah, now they go to Pound Town.
Oh boy, howdy. She gets chalked like a pool cue.
She gets folded.
She she has hickeys in places you don't even want to think about, or maybe you do want to think about.
Yeah, yeah.
It
We don't yuck your
is
yum.
without spoiling too much. It, the blue balls were worth it up until this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, but it's pretty much exactly halfway through the book is when they're done with voting. About 230 pages of this 400 something page book.
Yeah, it's about 60-ish chapters. We ended off at around chapter 32, 33.
Yeah. Yeah. Roughly halfway seemed like the big turning point for their relationship actually boning.
Yeah, well, when when he's done her the service of cleaning out her lower colon like that, I feel like there are really only two options. You either never speak to each other again, or yep, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
might be
and
asking yourself, like, wait, how did he do? What do you mean lower colon? That's not how anatomy works. I know.
but
I know.
with the foot long between his legs.
I never said I was clever. Uh, honestly, it's a miracle he can. It's a miracle he can do freestyle with that thing.
It kind of is. It's
Yeah,
like how much you gotta have like specially made swimsuits.
he's doing that in a speedo. My God,
That speedo's putting in work.
it must get distracting.
Maybe it would be distracting for me.
This is why you're not allowed near the pool, Aubrey.
No, not allowed near the boy aquarium.
Yes, you're not allowed near the hockey field either.
So many places are not allowed.
It's not your fault. It's just they can sense the level of down apocalyptic.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Yeah, one thing we didn't mention is that uh Vandy lives with her stepmom because her dad's a real piece of work. And uh
Yeah.
yeah, there's certainly a lot of lingering trauma from that.
I mean, she just kind of comes out and says it.
Mhm.
Uh, with the whole like Lucas catches that she's nervous around. Well, I mean, nervous around guys for more than just the usual reasons.
Mhm.
I mean, you try maneuvering around the fucking swim team. Trust me, it's run around playing grab ass all the fucking rat tails. The amount of implied no homos. I mean, maybe college teams are different, but I don't know. It is a
I don't know. I did lacrosse in high school.
yeah. Let's just say this particular boy aquarium needs cleaning.
But yeah, no, it's, she has trouble related to her dad. Her dad was very controlling of both her and her stepmom. Uh, along like emotionally abusive and things like that. So yeah, she does tell
Yeah.
Lucas at one point.
But, I guess it's just maybe it's not the most realistic thing, but it is nice to just have that out in the open to begin with and not have it fucking lingering like a cloud.
Mhm.
I get that. I get that the family crest of most people these days is death before intimacy, but I don't know. I don't
It
care
is
if it's
nice.
unrealistic. It's nice. It's just nice to not have that fucking trope of like, oh, I can't because of trauma.
Yeah, I can't tell my significant other my trauma because of trauma.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, yeah, no, it's realistic, but it's not fucking interesting.
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference. The people who praise fictional media for being realistic are also people who think that page count matters.
Yeah, unfortunately. But
Ultimately,
yeah,
their opinions mean nothing unless it's Oscar season.
pretty much. Yeah.
And
You know,
honestly, I at that point just pay someone to watch a bunch of celebrities masturbate. I am I am particularly feisty this morning, aren't I?
yeah, you're in rare form today.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Hmm.
I don't
I don't
know.
know. Do you need more coffee?
Yeah. Uh, well, I've finished my first thermos, so possibly.
Okay. Yeah. I was flipping through my copy of the book. I found the little author page. Ali Hazelwood has a PhD in neuroscience.
Yeah, no, yeah, that. How did I miss that? Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, it again.
Mhm.
It seemed like a personal experience type
Yeah,
thing.
has written peer-reviewed articles about brain science.
Of course she writes absolutely filthy books on the. I respect this woman immensely.
Yeah, no, I mean she's doing pretty well. Like she's put out like quite a few books in the last bunch of
Yeah.
years. Yeah, no. Uh, Love Hypothesis, getting a movie, a couple other of them getting a movie. I really enjoyed Bride, which was like her like sort of turn on like fantasy, like urban fantasy, which I had really interesting versions of vampires and werewolves, which was fun.
I still don't get the whole vampires versus werewolves trope.
And this one, it like kind of set it up pretty well.
It's like
And
it's like ninjas and pirates. It's like, why?
yeah, I think if something gives me a decent reason why, but like other times it's just like, meh.
It just feels like it's there half the time because I don't know what was the first work of contemporary fiction to go into the whole secret war between vampires and werewolves thing. I don't actually know.
Um, it's not like a secret war, but I definitely remember there are a few of the Universal monster movies that involve crossovers, which are like the Wolfman versus Dracula.
That's true. Um,
But
so maybe it was that.
Underworld rewrote a bunch of
Well,
people's
yeah.
brain chemistry.
Oh, you don't say. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. I remember movie night.
Underworld was too much like World of Darkness in the first movie and got sued and then took a left turn.
It wasn't that much like World of Darkness in the first movie, to be perfectly honest.
To be
It
fair,
was like,
one of the characters' name was Gangrel.
you're fucking with me.
Not
It
at
was?
all.
When did that
Yeah,
happen? I
it was
completely
one
missed
of
that.
it was yeah, it was there was a character named Gangrel in there. I don't know if they ever
Jesus.
like he's credited as I don't remember if his name is ever actually
Oh,
said.
okay.
He's credited as Gangrel.
He's credited as. Wow. Okay. I mean, like it
Yeah.
was like it was very similar to a VTM LARP, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I don't. I think the trope doesn't really work for me because like they feel like two very different flavors of horror, and I don't
Yeah.
always think they need to be jammed together.
No, I mean that is very valid.
Like, I mean, granted, there are some wild interpretations of just the werewolf trope. I mean, World of Darkness is a good example.
Mm.
Um, but like, yeah, I don't know. Vampires and werewolves don't mix because like you're getting my gothic horror and my body horror, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the two can't be related or married together. I just think that like how the fuck did we get on this topic? We were talking about the people
I
from
mentioned
the water sports boning.
yeah, well, I mentioned Ali Hazelwood's book Bride, which is
Right,
about a
right,
relationship between a vampire and a werewolf.
right. We got to bring it back to vampires somehow.
Mm.
We're court mandated.
Yeah, court mandated. This is it. So, I'll probably put Bride in one of those months.
I can see the snipers from here.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
But
so
overall,
yeah, especially compared to last month.
oh, yeah, I would say so. This
It's
is like this is like getting a respectable vintage after drinking Coach's homebrew for a week.
yeah, yeah. It was kind of nice just being like, oh yeah, we're gonna work up. We're gonna have that nice, building a relationship. People aren't gonna be boning in chapter two. This is nice.
Yeah, like again, it's a thing. It's like just because there is sex doesn't make it sexy.
Yeah, exactly.
Sexy is more of a sexy is more of a state of mind than it is anything actually to do with boning.
Exactly.
Mostly it's, if we're being perfectly honest, sexy is mostly the aforementioned blue balling before the boning.
Yeah, it's the build up, it's the flirting, the teasing, everything to do
Yeah.
with it. And Bandy and Lucas are really just good characters. Like just they're well written, and I enjoy Bandy's POV because I think in very similar ways without the science parts.
Yeah. Between you and Misfit, it's like, are you sure I haven't tormented you in a Vampire Chronicle at some point? I feel like we've met before. Did I re traumatize you with fictional vampires?
Yeah.
The amount of people I can say that to now is frankly a little mind boggling.
Just a little.
It's like, what? So what did you do after you failed to get a degree? Well, I guess you could call it reverse therapy.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
gave people brand new traumas they had no idea about.
Like, okay, you can either have the walking you can either have the walking metaphor for your daddy issues, or the walking metaphor for your past toxic relationships, or a secret third thing.
Killing your boyfriend in front of you.
Yeah. And I'd do it again.
I'm aware. I fear for Taylor's life every day.
Yeah, he's one bad day away from a Mortal Kombat move. Just you wait.
Fear, fear, fear.
Yeah, this is how I get off. Okay.
Yes, fear play.
Yeah, kind of.
But yes,
Uh,
so far, what would you rate this book?
I'd say it's like a solid 4 out of 5. I'm still waiting to see how it ends.
Yeah, I would give it a 4 out of 5 as well. I'm enjoying it a lot. Ali Hazelwood is a very good writer, and especially having come from reading The Love Hypothesis a couple last month, it's always really nice to see like when it should happen, like where an author gets better, like the more they write, but it's always kind of nice to see like when you read an author's first book and then like a newer book kind of like back to back, and you can kind of see how they've evolved and grown as a writer.
Yeah, you definitely it is always interesting, like especially when it's like their first. I mean, I know this isn't their first book, but like you ever read someone's like an ongoing series by someone, and like over the years it's like, at first you're like, but then as the work progresses, and so does their obvious, like improvement of the writing skills, you start to get more and more into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple series I like that are, well, like that, where the first books are like, I'm not really down with this, but then you stay with it, and then it does actually get better later.
Yeah. Well, I guess also speaking of getting better later, I guess you have a next month. Well, next time you'll tell us what book we're reading next time. Unless you
Yeah,
already
so there shall
know.
be absolutely no horny. None. I have banished it.
Banished it to the Shadow Realm.
I've defeated it in a children's card game, and now now we're just going to be talking about world building for an hour and a half.
I mean, as long as it's better world building than Nevernight.
We will not let that one go, will we?
We will not.
Honestly, I haven't decided yet. I think I'm torn. Honestly,
Yeah.
there are a
Yeah.
couple of There are a couple of series I want to talk about. Mostly because I want to introduce more people to them. So I guess I'll let everybody know.
Yeah, we'll year to year. Next time we will let you know what we will read, and we'll be back to talk about the second half of Deep End, and you know whatever happens with Vandy and Lucas.
Something tells me it will be spicy.
One can hope. So yeah, we will see you all next time, Dubious Creatures.
Don't worry, the rage for my homeland is not diminished. It will likely come back with full force next recording, but right now I'm out of coffee, so.
Here to hear, folks. See you next time.